You've gotten trolled by a lot of hovers in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, this one is for real. And immediately we're going to see Xin Zhao and Azir. It's almost like, okay, yeah, I dare you to play Kassadin. Like
that you would get with a Camille or a Renekton or an Aurelia, for example, which is also still open. But he'll swap to the Orianna. This is what I recommended Faker play in the previous game.
Unless he has a very cheeky answer to this. And there it is, Zilean!
Yeah, there you go. You called it out right away.
I mean, the second he didn't auto-lock it, it's like, well, what else are you going to pick? I was thinking maybe Yuumi, but Zilean is also really cool. It means that Chovy gets 2 lives.
Yeah, Chovy gets 2 lives, but more often than not, the power of the speed boost is going to be so great for all the champions on HLE Esports, but when you think about the game of League of Legends, pretty much any champion will love a speed boost, but in particular the Viego and the Gnar can use it for their ability to engage, to try to disengage, and Gnar is so limited by his Gnar bar, and sometimes his engages become predictable for that reason, and the Zilean kind of gives you a little bit of an extra edge there. As this is the fight everybody was watching for Chovy versus Faker here in the mid lane on a fair fight, not the...
As Willer is looking for a relatively early gank up on the top side, Kana looking for it, doesn't see him. There is a big wave up here, so maybe he is just moving into that Scuttle Crab, but with the Mega Nard coming down, you would have to imagine... Yeah, Owner, he could potentially go over to that Scuttle Crab if he was able to read effectively. As double stun coming out here, Gumayusi is going to have to
build up a new set of talent with some fairly expensive ones, right? Like acquiring the Rox Tigers was the beginning of HLE Esports, right? And Rox Tigers had already split up. Then, you know, you end up grabbing a bunch of players like Viper and Lehens, but you're not able to turn that into anything because the rest of the squad isn't.
As Owner's still here, Willer sees this is happening, and the prio from the top side will be enough. Owner just going to be able to get that down. The long charge comes in. Level 6 to level 5, and with red buff, Willer says, no thank you. As now Morgan will be flanked here. No ult, no problem, says Kana. We got another fight here as Faker takes way too much damage and gets solo killed by Chovy in the mid lane.
But this is a really huge win. Bot is pushing hard. Morgan's returning back, and we'll see if Willer can actually maybe take his first Herald of the game here. As you can see right now, Owner has full vision, and here we go.
Yeah, you see a ton of damage coming out here. Deft has so many chakrams ready to go, but it's not quite enough. The bomb will land, and
you solo kill Faker. You don't have teleport, but you back off here. You don't use this bot prio to rotate up for the Herald. This is what is the strength of T1 is their macro decision making. They see an opportunity, they see a push there in the bottom side, and they just go for a Herald steal, and they get away with it.
That was really cool. He used his W for the speed boost to get in range so that he could ult him, and he knew that the dash was down on the soldier. Now Chovy has flash, elects not to use it until now. Is it on time? He knows he has the Zilean, and here it is, but it's still 3v1 as the damage not quite coming out. He's gonna get the kill onto Owner, actually. So a nice little consolation prize, but at least Faker will get his revenge with the help of his friend.
And they're gonna be able to get away with this for free. If HLE engage, Faker's here too. This is greedy, it's a fight.
Oh boy, they're getting stunned underneath soldiers right now. Morgan nearly dies. He's gonna get a nice level up with the help of his friend Zilean as Gumayusi takes a bunch of damage here.
Earn that, and Faker decides, okay, well, it's better for me to just not use my summoner or not use my ult and go back mid. Chovy will be able to get out of here because he's got great games since I say that.
Chovy no flash, and they know it. They're really trying to force this, but Vista's here, so it's like, well, you're gonna really dive when we have Zilean ultimate available? I don't think so. Vista in perfect position this time, saves Chovy.
Kill Chovy, you're not successful, but you don't end up getting traded back onto.
Oh man, that shockwave's gonna land, and Faker doesn't quite have the cooldowns. Down he goes again! Another solo kill, as that will be dodged as well. Too much movement speed, Chovy gets away with another one.
And he knows that Faker doesn't have flash. These are the moments you go for these types of plays. You have a huge spike here. So I think this is going to be the solo kill once again. He just teleports in and says, you're dead, Faker.
Faker does not respect it. It's home guard with the teleport, and he uses dash to try to harass without flash. You're gonna die every time here.
Yep.
You know, it was kind of a meme in the draft where I was saying, you know, what's better than one Chovy but two Chovies, but actually you have two late game carries that are scaling very well, that have not fallen behind. Chovy's in fact gotten ahead. And you have a Zilean to res one.
The
wall bangs.
Yeah, different genre. There's another ult comes out from Chovy, but with this Orianna.
Yeah, these relatively immobile carries.
Speaking of Flash.
Yeah, he's being chased, and over the wall comes Owner. Morgan with that nice little speed boost, gonna get flashed on, and the damage comes in, and he's just gonna get chopped down by the Xin Zhao. He says, you better respect me in the next.
Save him. So now he's lost both summoners right before this critical Drake fight.
You see Dev trying to frontline here. That speed boost helping out so much, and this is what you can do. He's even got Gale Force.
It's not a free fight going into this. We're gonna go back to this moment here where you just did not have any vision whatsoever. Gets followed over the wall. And he commits the flash. Morgan flashes very late.
Comes at you that fast. It's just too much to handle. As here comes Faker. You can see Chovy waits to flash, and that will be your doom. Has the res coming in, though. Deft will go down, and the res will not be enough. He will go down here to Gumayusi, who is now excited and chasing all of them down one by one. Rocket not going to get anything done here. Morgan still very healthy with some low-ish health bars on the side of Team.
And how wards have evolved throughout his career. But when you're walking forward like this as Hanwha Esports and you don't know where Faker is, he has a long-range engage. And you have to respect that. And this is the second time they have not. And Azir can just come up and punish you and sweep you through, especially when you've already used a lot of your mobility to try to collapse in onto this turret. And this is the pick potential I'm talking about. If somebody's out of position, you get blown up. And T1 have prio on this Drake. They have a cannon with slicing Maelstrom. It's going to be hard to engage.
Oh, man. It's great the Zap came in. They're trying to just burst down Willer, but he will get rezzed here by the Zilean. They have to use that res very early on. And now it is just a straight-up 5v5. A lot of damage, a lot of poke coming out here from Chovy, who is just incredibly fast. The Chomper's going to be good to zone him, and Deft, he doesn't have his flash, and there's no res available. And just like that, Azir is the most dangerous champion on the Rift. As nobody can approach him now, they zone him away. Chovy, no flash for him either. And he will try to get some damage in, but it will not be quite enough. As the flash is coming in, and Owner is just taking names here. As down will go the Zilean.
That's a Baron.
Is a huge fight win for T1.
Members of T1 could just take this one out for free. They do scout it out, but there's nothing they could do to stop it. But when you watch some of these fights here, it's just all about, can Faker kill somebody? And he just keeps getting these picks. Like, you cannot be this far forward. I don't care if you've got a Zilean there or not. And you're just going to die straight up, and that's it. Now it's a 5v4 fight against a Jinx, and there's nothing that Chovy could do. And the slicing Maelstrom means that you can't actually funnel through either of these entrances to the Drake pit. You have to respect that, and that's why Kennen is so strong, not only for his laning prowess against so many of the meta champions right now, but his ability to say, okay, you guys have better health bars than us, even though it's a 5v4 for us, but you can't enter. This is Faker's calls as he goes through.
Yeah, if he steps forward, I will.
And Chovy, even if he plays literally perfect, team is, assisted speed run Chovy here, you're not going to be able to have that amazing fight unless T1 group for your ultimate, and they're not going to.
I'm curious about Beyblade Deft in this one. You take a look at the weapons he's got. If you just speed him up, maybe he can just jump into the back line and begin spinning, and maybe that gets something going for you.
I like the optimism, Valdez.
Yeah, I'm trying to see the lines here, if you catch my drift. I mean,
Chovy, you got one chance. It's gotta have to be now.
Hey, they're gonna get Owner into the wall, but immediately Morgan just dies. And that's the Wallets and the Infernal Drake speaking there. They're just gonna zone them all out. You got your res, but as we said before, it does nothing when you're behind. Hanwha Life are going to be totally cleaned up. Even the Shockwave does nothing, doesn't even go off. That is a clean ace, and T1 should take game 2.
Yeah, Morgan wants to set up for Chovy's Shockwave there, but the ults, or not the ults, rather, the items are too far ahead for T1. They burst Morgan down instantly, and also Owner's Crescent Guard, once again, really ends up being a huge amount of value here as he knocks everybody away, and there's just no follow-up for Hanwha Esports. T1, all it takes is one fight. They don't even need to kill the Baron, and now they are on match point. First time since 2019 that T1 is going to Worlds, and now they're one game away of going straight to the group stage. Faker in play-ins, not something any T1 fan really wants to see. And yes, of course, I know Alice has been talking about Faker and Chovy in play-ins and how it would be really fun to watch them dunk on some play-in teams, but a lot of people always blame Kesman in these moments. I see it all over the internet. Like, what is this draft? What are they thinking? It isn't as strong as the drafts where the Camille was popping through, where they had clearly practiced how to play it. And if they botched the Camille comps, they would be in the same situation they are now. I think the amount of practice they have with this style of play is very low. It's very rusty compared to how well they prepared the Camille drafts.
괜찮아. 슈퍼토스를 이겼다 근데 이거. 아무것도 안 했어.
그건 맞아.
옴대라.
무대에서 형 슈퍼스토스 질렸다 이거.
나 지금 너무 고삐풀링 망나니처럼 하고 있네. 망아지처럼 하고 있네.
나 일단 아무것도 안 했는데.
너 원래
너 그럴 때가 잘하잖아.
에이.
그렇긴 한데
너 원래 그러긴 해.
지금 나 그거야.
알아 너 맞아.
맞아. 맞는 거 같아요. 맞는 거 같아.
내 생각에도 그래. 내 생각에도 그런 거 같아.
너 그게 맞긴 해.
맞다. 그래.
그래.
아무것도 안 했는데 이겼어.
알아.
맞는 거 같아.
그게 진짜 맞아.
그것도 맞는 거 같아.
그게 진짜 맞긴 해.